Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Oxygen Not Included in the Ultimate Base 3.0. In the previous episode we finally managed to send Hassan over permanently to the third planetoid. And as you can see, I already gave him a bunch of digging commands. The first thing I want to do is clean things up above the uranium biome, and then we can get to taming the first few volcanoes and geysers. As for today's episode, I would like to take care of this system because it slowly but surely falls apart and we just need to do something about it before it is too late. The first thing I would like to see is a little bit of space for my steam turbine as well as a bunch of natural gas generators. 4 should be the number we're aiming for. But let's get that steam turbine in first, and I think I would like to surround the area, the steam room here, with ceramic tiles. Just because we can, though we are actually running a little low. Let's see, we need enough space for 2 regulators as well as an aqua tuner. So 4 spaces for the regulator, then another space for the sensor for the aqua tuner itself, and this would be the size of our steam room. We then technically have enough space to set up the 4 generators, so that is a good thing I guess, but then we have to reroute these pipes. So maybe first of all, let's make sure we can actually reach all the spots here. If I move the steam turbine over, it's gonna be in the dead center, and this is gonna allow us to set up a liquid reservoir. Yeah, I think I like where this is going. The thermal regulators and everything in the steam room, of course, has to be built out of steel. And then we get an aqua tuner in here. This is gonna allow us to set up sensors. Let's see, we need a gas pipe thermosensor. Gonna have that guy right above the first regulator. And then of course we also need a liquid pipe thermosensor for the aqua tuner. Give me 1 out of iron, that goes right there. We can then already do some of the piping once we go inside the regulator and into the second one right away. And then we go out there. If we don't need to regulate the temperature, we need an overflow, which is gonna be, let's see, we might just wanna go here and then use a bridge to hop over. Same thing for the liquid piping, we wanna hop into the aqua tuner and then go out, start our cooling loop. Our primary target is gonna be the top floor with all the generators and everything. And then same thing, if we need to bypass here, we first go down, use a bridge to hop up. We also need to think about how we want to add power to this room and tame the volcano eventually. Obviously, the power with the natural gas generator should be going into our main system, which could pose a slight problem with my, well, I guess in the future when we have removed the magma biome entirely, it's gonna be an easy job. But right now everything is kind of in the way and my only access is this cable right there. But maybe so we already get a better picture, I'm gonna set up my natural gas generators like so. Yeah, we'll have to remove the ladder, but it is just adding up as you can see. Maybe I'm gonna make my way below here instead. And actually let's also connect the bottom part here. In the meantime, Hassan is doing his job in building all the stuff and digging up the terrain. By the way, I realized I totally forgot to give Hassan the mechatronics engineering skill. I will be doing that, but I first have to let him calm down and then maybe improve the room here to give him some entertainment. And that should make the situation slightly better. Hassan, was that really necessary? Let's maybe destroy this. Are you still trapped? I think he is. No, right now he can go this way, but not for much longer. I might wanna connect this. Geez, these duplicants sometimes. I think what we might be able to do is set up a power transformer here. So we're gonna have this thing right there and we're gonna exchange this tile here with a joint plate. Just like that. And then we'll have easy access. We'll bring this cable up for now. I always forget the shift trick, but shift in order to drag the cable straight. And then we just continue the cable upwards, exchange this tile here also with a joint plate. And now we can hook up all the generators and the turbine. We now also have the space for the last generator. Nice. As for the coolant, I would like to use some polluted water as well as my hydrogen here. Maybe we even have enough hydrogen in the loop because the loop is going to be a little bit shorter. Now instead of the loop going this way around, it's going to be going the other way around and we will be coming down here in the end. Do I want this in? Actually, let's do it on this tile. So we're going to be coming down here. I'm gonna enter here into the sensor, and then once we come out of the thermal regulators, we wanna go over and up. So it's gonna go this way around, and that's gonna be the entire loop. Okay, both of our thermal regulators gave up. I'm gonna remove another row here. That should actually help us to keep the water level a little bit lower. But essentially what I would like to do is use the polluted water the natural gas generators produce in order to keep everything cooled down. So at some point we have to make sure the water can dribble down. I would like this to be on the very edge here, so we don't have problems with the distribution, and then the rest of the water can go here on this layer to cool it down. Another thing we can do is the piping from the liquid reservoir going out into the sensor there. We can then start our cooling loop here, I guess. Yeah, let's just do it. This is all gonna be iron here at the bottom, some insulated piping to go up, and then more iron pipes to keep the upper floor cooled as well. And last but not least, we make our way back into the liquid reservoir. We will be using this cooling loop for more contraptions. Now we just have to make sure we fill this room up with a little bit of water, not too much, so the thermal regulators don't clog up. Okay, this quickly I wasn't able to figure out how much pressure the thermal regulators are able to take in gases, or if that is unlimited, but we're just gonna start with the normal amount of steam and add more as we need it. As a matter of fact, I'm missing some piping here from the steam turbine. It will hop over and dribble down here in the center of the room. Ah, I totally forgot. The radiation here is much worse. Yeah, check this out. Because we were working around the ship here, Hassan actually got sick. Oh, he definitely is sick. Major radiation sickness. I wonder... There it goes. What is this? Just polluted water? Are you serious? Does it even have radiation? No, not really. Wow, that is quite intense, I have to say. There, now he's using the toilet, so he should be washing off some of the radiation germs. Yeah, I think we should avoid the crushed satellite here as much as possible. How far is this radiating? So far, okay. But let's go ahead and prevent my duplicant from going along here for a while. And I'm not even sure, we might have to cure the major radiation sickness otherwise. Oh, this is so tragic. Let's just leave this planetoid. I guess one more thing we can do is take our power wires and make sure all of these guys are hooked up. And that is probably everything we need for this contraption. We even have the space to set up something else here that requires cooling. Now all we have to do is get the carbon dioxide out of there and a little bit of water inside. The water shouldn't be an issue. I can just take it here from the main line. As a matter of fact, let's already prepare this. And I guess the carbon dioxide we quickly get out of there by just setting up a little liquid lock. Can I do that? Yeah, I do have to take things apart slightly. And then we can use this pump here to get away with the gases. Let's just try that. Okay, I had to quickly check with the radiation sickness. It seems we are still in the middle tier. So the next one would be extreme radiation sickness. And this is when we really have to worry. And then at 900 radiation, he would just die. Or at least be incapacitated. So if we don't accumulate the radiation as quickly as before, we should be able to decrease it every time we use the bathroom. But let's remember 168 rats is what we are currently at. Nice, the pump is now going for it. We can remove the bottle emptier again. Hassan is still vomiting like crazy. Good times, good times. Before I forget, I want to set up the sensors. Let's check this guy here at 5 degrees. Oh, actually I did have a sensor for both of them, but I don't think this is necessary. They were running all the time anyways. So we want to run that above minus 10 degrees. And then the sensor for the thermal aqua tuner is going to be dedicated to polluted water. And I think we can go as far as 0 degrees. It's not really necessary, but I rather have things cool. So if a mistake happens, then I have a lot of time before things get out of control. Oh, I totally forgot the automation wire. How could I? One to the thermal regulator. Well, I guess we only need to activate the first one. The second one is always going to be active. And then the liquid guy is going to go to the aqua tuner. Alright, I think we're ready to close off the room. Hopefully we did not forget anything, but what we have to do is set up a wall right here. Do I have enough? Let's see, ceramic, I was missing that. Thankfully I took apart some tiles, so we have enough. And then once that's done, we're gonna immediately change the loop here with the gas pipes and get the system running. Let's see. We did not build these pipes. Ah, that is so disappointing. I'm gonna try to build a ladder here, though this might just uproot the bristle blossom. I might have to temporarily let everyone in so it actually gets built. Okay, now this is something I can work with. We're gonna be coming up here. I will have to connect these guys, cut this connection. They're still gonna go through the room. However, at this point we want to do the turnaround. So we don't want to go down anymore, but we want to go up. And then finally connect to this guy. Let's see if the new loop is being accepted. Looking good. We are currently at minus 11 degrees, so the sensor still shows red. Yeah, I like that. And now we're cooling through here, and the loop is gonna get pretty full. As a matter of fact, it is getting too full. We have all of this extra hydrogen now. Yeah, there we go. I exaggerated a little bit, and now we have to extract a couple of pipes. I might be able to do that without even extracting that. Just connect... Wait, that's the wrong one. Connect these guys. Do I need to save this hydrogen? Not really. Let's just go ahead and release it into the wild. And now we get rid of just 1 or 2 packets. That should be enough to get the loop constantly flowing now. We can then finally do the rest of the piping here. All of this can go, and I will not have to babysit it anymore. Good. Now the thermal regulators are going for it, and they have heated up to 102 degrees. We only have 100 or so grams of steam in the joint yet. So that will definitely not be enough. Let's get this connected and just add a little bit more. That did not work. What if I cut this? Yeah, okay, that works. Just a couple more packets, that should be enough. And that is going to give us hopefully the rest of the steam that we require without overpressuring these guys. Next up, I already took care of the output pipe here for the carbon dioxide. This does not belong to it, but where do we want to bring this? I guess we could bring it towards the bottom in order to dispose of. Yeah, maybe until we have something more reliable, we are just going to set up one of these carbon skimmers. We release the carbon dioxide out in the open and just get rid of it. Maybe even with the help of an atmo sensor in order to regulate when this is actually happening. I guess we'll also be interested in a mini liquid pump that we could set up right here, together with a hydro sensor right next to it. And also this one is going to be hooked up to some automation wire. Now the natural gas generators here start overheating. I think their time is over. I'm just gonna disassemble this contraption now, get rid of the piping as well, and then we want to lead the natural gas all the way over and feed it to our natural gas generators. We then also need some polluted water. Where could we get this from? Which reservoirs are still full? Okay, that is actually looking good. We could just snatch it out of a reservoir. Let's say we temporarily use this pipe here, do something like that, liquid bridge, and that is going to allow us to fill up one reservoir here. As usual, we don't need the entire reservoir, maybe half is going to do. And there it comes, polluted water is entering the system at 23 degrees, so the aqua tuner should turn on, helping out with the heat production. We hop beneath the pump and over the carbon skimmer here, and I believe, yeah, the natural gas already entered the system. Now the reason I think this is going to work is because we have a layer of water here, and therefore the liquid or the gases are not going to be able to exchange. We will have our own little climate here. The climate on the top isn't really important. All that's important is that we always have a water layer here that we are going to cool down with our pipes. And now I guess we also want a fresh water source going into the carbon skimmer. We can just go ahead and continue the line here that we use for the bristleberries. And actually I would like these pipes to be made out of insulated pipes. So that goes here and then into the carbon skimmer. It's then gonna exit from the carbon skimmer as polluted water. And I think we can just hop over and drop it on the floor basically. Like so. Actually let's set up the bridge on the top here. So we can go down and drop the liquid right there on top of the pump. I believe that is gonna work out nicely for the carbon skimmer loop. And then all we have to make sure is that we actually get this pumped somewhere into our main system. One way we could achieve that is just going up here, and I'm gonna set up the bridges later. Let's go over yonder and then all the way up to the polluted water pipe, which is this one. Bridge right there and there. Wonderful. I like how this is somewhat adding up. As usual, we'll have to observe how it goes. Right now, all the excess water is just going to go downstairs. But I'm guessing, we should slowly but surely pick up the stuff we have here at the bottom. Curiously enough, the germs actually never go from the polluted water to the normal water. This is sometimes a little bit weird and confusing. Now that we have one full loop going on, I want to make sure to cut this pipe very briefly so we can... No, actually that's the wrong one. But I want to fill up the liquid reservoir instead of letting the liquids exit. So now we are filling it up. Okay, the system is going for it. We only have like 3,000 grams at the moment. I believe we should have at least 10 kilograms or so. I just don't want to overpressure the thermoregulators. That is the most important part. But let's go ahead and add a little bit more water, just a couple of packets, and see how that goes. There, look at that. We have now almost 10 kilograms. Well, we do have 10 kilograms. And the thermoregulators are still going for it. This is good. Let's keep it at that for the time being. Now, if we look at the temperatures, this is also looking very promising. Yeah, now the only thing that's missing is actually have a way to regulate when we are using them. And we should do that with a smart battery before we use up all of our natural gas. I'm gonna add that smart battery right here. I want to make sure I'm actually hopping over here with my wires. So this should not touch the smart battery. Instead, I would like the main wire to touch that. So maybe that is not the most convenient spot. I might change that in the future, but it's easy to build right now and I want to do it. So all we're missing is a wire from the battery to all of our generators. Except for the steam turbine, this one should always be cooling things down. I feel like we have enough polluted water in here. So what I'm gonna do is remove this bridge again. Okay, from the looks of it, some normal water made it into the system. That is very, very disappointing, I have to say. Right now it is not inside of the liquid reservoir. We might be able to get away with it. Yeah, this is the first packet of water. In this case, I'm gonna cut it here and I'm gonna cut it there. And then we are just gonna release it into the room. There we go. The pipe is cleaned up and major accidents were prevented. Let's remove the liquid vent and connect the loop again. The liquid pump isn't actually necessary in this setup because we lose all the excess water. But in the future, when I possibly close up the room, I still want a system to take care of that. So let's say we want to enable the pump if we are above 100 kilograms. As for the battery, the natural gas should always be preferred, so I'm already gonna enable this at 90% battery threshold. That means it's the first power system that gets enabled. The second one would be my steam turbine system, which is currently set to 80%. Alright, this was really a vast improvement over the system we had previously. Let's make sure to take the rest apart as well. All that cabling can go now. Actually, yeah, that is... Wait. We might want to keep that. We had this wire set up so that we could regulate the natural gas generators during the dormant phases. So what I actually need is an AND gate here. We are gonna cut this wire and then the second wire should go directly over there. I guess I'm gonna bring it in right above the volcano and we go through here into the second input. So now both conditions have to be true. The battery requires power and also we have a full storage of natural gas reservoirs. Alrighty, and then we still have a little bit of space to set up something else, but with a hopefully safe and working system, I'm gonna leave you today. At this point, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time and hopefully I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Bye bye.